All right, so it's been about 2 weeks. I didn't really have much to do other than wait over the last 2 weeks. Um, I think last time we checked, I was down to like $1,800, $2,000, something like that. I had converted 100 shares of Celsius on one of my options. I sold the other options off, but um, I was in the money so I converted one of my options. So I had 100 shares of Celsius, which I think I paid 1,500 for. So that kind of cut my cash short a little bit. So I sold 30 of them at around, I want to say $15, $16 to get some cash, to free up some cash to purchase some more options. I purchased these options of Celsius there. I put a put in for one and then bought another September. I was just basically with the put, I was trying to lower my costs on the options because I didn't have much capital to work with. Normally, I wouldn't have done converted the Celsius into actual stock, but it's such a good stock. I couldn't pass it up. This it's not really the strategy that I want to use for this account, the $600 account, but whatever. So with that, um, I bought some more. I bought into a couple more things. Let's see if we can get into it. Uh, let's see. So after I sold about 20 Celsius and 10 Celsius, so 1488, 1399. I think the strike price was 1250 on the Celsius that I did the conversion on. I wonder if we can see that. Well, we can't. I think it was 1250. I'm pretty sure it was. But anyway, so after that, I um, saw a couple things going on with Tesla. Um, took a couple of losses on a couple companies, but Apple, Google, Celsius, and Amazon is what I started doing. So let me show you what I saw. A couple things. Apple, I had a position, as you can see here, all through these. It was trailing up. And I pretty much had bought positions for it to trail up. Then it had earnings, and of course, it jumped up. My positions were, I think, about 400, 405, somewhere around there. And, capitalize on those. So I took the earnings of that and came back into Apple. Oh, this looks like a very nice indicator here. E, yeah, I might have to reassess my Apple position right now. But anyway, so I came back into Apple and bought some stock in it. My Boeing has been doing pretty good. They started moving upward, so I'm back in the plus side of Boeing. Amazon, what I saw with Amazon that isn't quite panning out right now, it seems like, is they had dabbled underneath. They've been on the rise, dabbled underneath the moving average, came back, dabbled underneath the moving average. So what I'm looking for them to do is trend upward. They went over the moving average in a very big way, and it stayed above since. So I'm looking at an upward trend because the moving average is going to move up. This green line here, the short term and long term one are going to move up. So since I'm looking at an upward trend, I'm looking at them getting close to their high sometime soon. It's a down day today, which, yeah, it's not bad. Okay. Down day today, but I have till next week for it to get to 3,300, 3,310. Let's see. I think I might have paid $200 for it, maybe. So there's still some time and some value left in it for me to decide what I want to do. The biggest mover though is, of course, as you can see, has been Celsius right now. Um, the Apple was pretty good. Google, I've bought into a lot of contracts in Google. This is one from a while back that it's a losing position right now. Uh, it closes today, and there's no way if I get 97 cents out of it right now. Shoot, if I get 90 cents out of it, it's probably gonna jump way down after I put 90 cents. It's gonna go down to probably like 20 cents or something crazy. There's no way I'm getting filled on that. But anyway, wishful thinking. It would have to go above 1565 by the end of the day. It's not gonna do that. But anyway, over the next week, I have back to 1510, 1515, highest of 1560. I bought that for like 30 cents. I think it's already pretty much doubled his money. So technically I could cash out, but I think it's going to go higher next week. Reason being, if you look at Google, so what happened is it had earnings and on about this day, and it came down. They had good earnings, but the price came down. But it bounced off of this prior resistance, which you can see here, which usually becomes the last support. So about 2 days ago, I'm gonna try to highlight it. About 2 days ago, it bounced off of it, right? It came down to it, bounced off of it, and then started going above it. So now that technically trends that is going to go up to a new resistance. What can be this line here, about 15, 14, or best case scenario, it can go all the way up to 1560, 1570, which was the previous, which I had as close to the previous resistance. It's just how I saw it. So we'll see if it gets to this 15 mark. Then this position here, 1510 to 1515, I will capitalize on. If it goes up to the next one, then 1555 to 1560, I will capitalize on. And if it continues to trend all the way up to break its highs, which a lot of stocks have been doing, it gives me a little over a month to go all the way to 1700. And that's super wishful thinking, but I don't even know how much I bought those for, like cents on the dollar probably. Yeah, so for $1,000 spread. But yeah, all in all, looking pretty good. I was up to I think 5,200 today, and it's dropped down a little bit. Tesla is not doing what I expected to do, so I expected Tesla to continue on the upward trend in a bigger way. They were just crossing their moving average here, and so I expected this day here. Now usually I don't wait for confirmation days, which is bad, but that's one of the strategies in this portfolio. This day here is when I was looking at them being above the moving average. I was expecting the green day and for it to move up. However, it actually shifted down in a big way and is getting close to the long-term moving average. So I'll reassess that next week. We'll see. It might move back down more towards 1400 than anything, but that is where I stand with this one. So we're at today 47.30. We'll see where we close, but yeah, all in all, pretty good. MGM has been moving. Put some puts in to capitalize on what I thought was a downward trend while I have the long-term upward trend, and it jumped on me, which I'm cool with because I bought them for like 10 cents. So there you go. That's what we got. All right, have fun.